Hey guys, this is Kevin here with a sick in bed quick vlog, and it's kind of an FYI or a heads up. So I got norovirus, a really vicious stomach virus, yesterday, and it's Sunday afternoon now, and I'm in bed. It was a really rough night. Let's just say I couldn't hold my fluids in a variety of ways. Too much information, Kevin. So here's the deal. This is about the Just Japan podcast, and if you know something kind of strange happened this week, I'll explain why. First of all, it's going to be late. It's going to be late because I was supposed to interview someone tonight and then edit it all together tomorrow, but I'm in no shape to interview or talk to do anything really. Um, so that's the interview's postponed until Tuesday, which is my usual release date of the show, and then it'll take me a couple of days after that to edit it together, or the next day probably, actually, to be honest. Um, yeah, so later this week. Now, I've talked to you about, or I've mentioned maybe before, I'm going to be changing hosting services for my podcast because the one I'm using right now is really freaking expensive, man, and the popularity of the Just Japan podcast has kind of come back to bite me. So I'm paying about $55 a month right now for hosting, and it's only the 16th of March, and they've just sent me a warning email that I've hit my bandwidth limit, which means that like no one can download any more episodes unless I go to the next plan, which is like $180 a month or something like that. But I did my research last week, and I found other services out there that are far less, that I can have unlimited bandwidth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically shut off the current feed I have now. I'm going to open up a new podcast. I mean, I think I'll have to call it the Just Japan podcast. I think I'll have to put the name podcast in the title for iTunes. Same thing, same logo, same content, everything. And what I'll do then is it'll be a new on iTunes, new RSS feed, and I'll just, there'll be a social media blitz about that. I'll put that on my boostlikekevin.com site, my Twitter, my Facebooks, here on YouTube, and I'll blabber on about that for a long time. I guess I'll have to go back into in past videos too and change the links. Yeah, so and I'll upload all of the back episodes too. So don't worry, 1 through 6 will all be there, and then 7, and then I think next week I might put up 2 episodes because I don't have any classes next week. I'm just gonna be sitting at school with my thumb in my butt, which would have helped me last night. Cork. Okay, too much information. So there you go. Now, at the end of this week, there will be again the Just Japan podcast will be on a new everything, and I'll definitely tell you how to get it. Okay, guys, take care. And that's just because it's so bloody popular, which is wonderful. I'm getting to thousands of downloads every week, which is wonderful, but not for the price my current hosting service is asking me to pay. I'd rather take that money and invest in cooler things like a new pop screen, and I just bought some new software so I could record Skype calls, stuff like that. Alright guys, take care. Kevin here in Japan, and I gotta go to sleep now because I'm not feeling well.